What is up, guys? Maccabee Speed coming at you. For 2 weeks in a row, I have found my happy place out here in the Bureau of Land Management open areas in Northern California. Today we are back out here, same place we did the long range shooting with the Blitz last weekend, and we're going to be stretching my 25 cal even further and changing up the ammunition. We'll be going 50, 100, and 190 yards as seen by that drone footage, guys. And this time I have a much better handle on my distances. Should be a really interesting day at the range. We're gonna be using that pricey high dollar top shelf ammunition, the H&N Hornets, and seeing if they do slightly better than the Seneca Domes did at 35.8 grains of lead like we were shooting last week. Now last week, the Seneca Domes ran out of steam around 100 yards in comparison to their 30 cal big brother that did not. This week, we'll see if that extra velocity makes a difference in the long-term accuracy, guys. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, this area is all uphill back to my shooting station. So even at the 50-yard range, I am out of breath. Gonna go ahead and give you guys a standard baseline group before we get into it with the Blitz. The Marauder is pretty much the standard of accuracy as far as entry-level PCPs go. We'll go ahead and throw a group down range, 50 yards with the Marauder, and then do the same thing with the Blitz and see how we fare with the Hornets. Let's get right into it.
Right or left?
We'll be on the left side target and fire.
Hit, just left.
Left again?
Yeah. Nice adjustment. Nice.
Sick. Okay, finally got my point of aim and hold all figured out, guys. Making some solid hits. Feeling like I could definitely do some damage at 50 yards with the Marauder. Let's switch it over to the Blitz and see what we can do. All right, gentlemen, the advantage of magnification definitely makes itself clear on the Blitz based on the fact that I have a superior optic here. This center point 4x16x50 adjustable objective illuminated reticle has been nothing but good to me ever since I got it on my Marauder bundle here, maybe 2+ years ago. Being able to see through this puts things into perspective a lot more clearly for my gray-haired eyes.
11 o'clock. Same spot. Uh, 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 10 again. The wind is blowing hard.
I think I had a failure feed. I did. And I can't remove the mag. I hate this magazine for that reason. Completely fucking hate this magazine for that reason.
Well, the target's still fresh.
For sure. I'm completely jammed. Like 100,000%.
That's
what? Did the dreaded thing with the mag finally happen to me? Well, gentlemen, I don't quite know what to say about this. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to try and unjam this safely, but if there's no way to safely remove the magazine, this episode may have come to an abrupt end. All right, guys, very unfortunate. As you saw, I tried to do exactly what the manual states when you have a jam, which is to pull the bolt back, try and remove the magazine, try and mess with the magazine as far as the positioning of the rounds themselves, try and use a ramrod to potentially push that pellet back into the magazine and seat it so you could remove the magazine. None of these things have gone ahead and remediated the jam that I currently have. I'm sure it's equally disappointing to me as it is to you guys. You take all the time to set up a shoot like this, you want to bring something good to the viewers, and then you have a piece of equipment failure like this. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do exactly what I have in every other single situation where I've had an issue with my Blitz, and I'm gonna contact Utah AIRGUNs, go ahead and forward them this video and show them that I had the failure. Chances are they're gonna be very efficient in taking care of me as they have in the past. I defer to Utah AIRGUNs for that reason, just based on the fact that they have great customer service that stands out in a sea of airgun companies. Alright guys, we're back at the review table, and as you can see if you're paying attention closely, I have a bolt that is in the forward position. That means that I was able to effectively clear the jam. Let me go ahead and throw a couple of pictures up for you guys. When I got back to my house, after getting home from the range day that you guys just saw, I continued to kind of mess with the bolt, mess with the magazine, although I didn't break out my ramrod because it was still buried in my truck at that point. I pretty much just wiggled and worked that magazine until I felt the pellet move from where it was stuck to a point where I had a little bit more play with my mag. After that, I started to see the light at the end of the tunnel when I was able to successfully lock the bolt back. Once the bolt was locked back, magazine was able to be removed. No problem whatsoever. This pellet, the pellet you guys saw in the previous picture, was horribly jammed and incredibly misshapen after having gone through the internal mechanisms that kind of separate that bolt from the breech. Now, interestingly, when the magazine was removed, the suspect pellet was found to be lodged in this area right here, where you have that bolt probe kind of protruding out of that space right there. The pellet was directly next to the bolt probe, stuck back in that recess somehow. I don't know the exact course of events that got it to that position, but I definitely know that's where I found it, and it made me very nervous about ever utilizing that magazine that I've noted as being suspect before. As you guys can see, I currently am using my good magazine, the best magazine that I own, the one with no defects, no problems, and the one that seats in the breech the best. If this video gets 100 likes by Christmas, I will physically smash that suspect magazine with a sledgehammer on film for you guys so you can see exactly what should happen to every single bad mag that gets spit out of the factory by Hatsan. In the meantime, in between time, guys, definitely know if the dreaded mag jam happens to you, there is a silver lining. It's just one pellet and it's not yet inside the barrel when the failure occurs. That means that you haven't put a round in the gun yet. The gun is pretty safe as far as the mechanics of it at that point, considering the non-chambered round, the safety on the trigger, and the fact that the bolt isn't in position to be able to kind of aggressively work with that bolt and see if you can free your magazine. Once the magazine comes free, guys, you will have no problem removing the round. So don't just right off the bat send an email, get an RMA sticker for return, and put this thing in the mail. Invest the time needed to become familiar with your own equipment, see what works, see what doesn't, give it that blessing of patience, and see if you come out better for it, guys. I definitely know that in my case, I was less than 24 hours from sending the email to Utah AIRGUNs to go ahead and try and get my own RMA slip. I think going forward, based on the fact that I know the magazine is the weak link with this platform, I am going to be very, very discerning as a consumer when I go ahead and order and open magazines from Hatsan in the future. If they don't meet the quality and fitment of the magazine that I have in my hand, it's send it back or it's the sledgehammer. That's the only two things you can do with a mag like that. It's just not worth the sacrificed reliability of having an extra magazine that may or may not cycle on you in a moment of need. I know for myself, I didn't just purchase this to punch paper with, so if that moment of need was more than making a 5-shot group, if your moment of need happened to be something other than making a 10-shot group and you had a failure like this, could prove counterproductive to your situation. Alright guys, I think it's a great place to end the video, but definitely tune in next time where we'll be unboxing a brand new addition to the channel. A subscriber went ahead and sent in this mystery box, and we'll be taking a look at it together next episode. Hint, it's a side shot. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on what's going on the channel, as well as when new videos come out. If you really like this video, make sure you share it so that somebody else can see it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.